ladies and gentlemen, to the third place match of the North American side between Reason Gaming and Last Resort. So let's just have a little rundown that we have on the team. So for Reason Gaming, we have Vimana, Hebo, Apollo, Chunga, and Poseidon. And for Last Resort, we have Agni, Ra, Neef, Humbat, and Athena. So we'll just run down on the players that are playing that. So we got Percy's on Vimana. We see Wolfie 2034 on Hebo. We also see Apollo's on Superman's on Apollo, Anders on Chunga, and Toki on Poseidon. We see some interesting skins. Obviously, we got the Hebro there. We do have the legendary Apollo skin as well. So everyone's kind of putting in their hours. They should do as a competitive team. Now, for Last Resort, we have obviously for Jerby on Agni. We see MC Square. EMC Square on Ra. We also see Hero on Neef, that's wearing the same legendary skin as well as Zerogar on Humbat and Cyclospin on Athena. Now, both teams have both decided to go for the same side. We do see quite aggressive wards coming out there from, obviously, Last Resort. We've got one over here, another one behind the Gold Fury, so they've definitely got the good coverage. We also see another one by the Fire Giant over this way, so both teams kind of see each other. Only a single ward from Reason Gaming, just to spot out if the other team is on the same side as them. So we might actually see should see an engagement. So we see a little poke coming out there onto the Vimana. Now the creatures are there. We see a lovely taunt there from Cyclospin out. Hebo's in a lot of trouble, does finally go down to Athena there. We also see Hand of God also going out there, pick up the creeps. Now Percy's done a runner, but everyone's now decided to chase after the Apollo. Apollo's on the run, now laughing away, and takes an overhand smash. Will he get away with that? Is popped his obviously health potion there, just to kind of get away from that one a bit more. And they're going to steal the blue right out from under them as well, just to kind of put back their jungler as well. So obviously their jungler for the Reason Gaming is Hebo, so we're going to get a nice magical jungler. Anders is also popping around, has seen that actually happen as well. Now we see Snoopy Man come out there, pulls in I swear I've seen this match before. This is really weird. Maybe not. It's like, you know when you get them deja vu moments. That's pretty much what I'm having now. So we do see, obviously, Apollo go down to a lovely Athena taunt there, just to kind of pull him back into place. Now, obviously, we see Chunga and Hero there on Neef, just kind of lining up there. So we will see. I've always kind of say Chunga is really strong in a 1v1 scenario. And we can see there the Crescent Moon's obviously coming out quite well. As well as, we've got Snoopy Man coming back. So, here's our 2v2 lane. And it was interesting to see a lot of, like, the meta in casuals as well as, like, solo ranks. You'll see solo lanes always the short lane. Now we see in the competitive, we see a charge there from Cyclo Man. Didn't really connect anybody. We see a taunt off there onto Anders. And then we missed a snare from Hero. So, Chunga there taking quite a lot of damage. Obviously, going to heal that back up a little bit more. We do see an Agni going after is he going to go after him? No, he did just take a look, see if he could take something there. So Jerby going to get caught out as well, getting caught in a whirlpool. Misses the tidal surge, just out of the way. A few auto attacks and a water burst from there. Hebo, as well as, can he chase him down? Can Chockety chase him down? He's got a cooldown though. No, he doesn't do it. Obviously, Jerby would have had his dash off just in time before that actually happened. Wolfie Man there, coming in there with a water burst as well, just to kind of push the creep waves up a little bit more. Get a bit more XP for him as well. But they've then decided to leave Agni in the mid lane just to kind of mess around and farm up. So he hasn't actually lost any XP compared to the other two. Obviously, better off against, obviously, Hebo. Hebo did die, obviously, in that engagement. And I really need to stop saying obviously. So let's just kind of go on there from that. So let's just see where the junglers are at the moment. So we see Hebo level 3 and Humbats as well. Gold-wise, there's about, 400 gold difference there. So it's just little bits there. It's obviously Humbats has had a kill and an assist. Hebo's had just a death. So it just kind of evens out a little bit more. Now, where did the 2 kills go? Oh yeah, we saw obviously Hebo go down the first one, and we saw Agni go down. Not Agni. We saw Snoopy Man. That's the one. I was thinking who it was. Snoopy Man go down in the second engagement. So we see Jerb here sitting in mid quite happily. Tockety on Poseidon is a further up level. We might actually see some engagement on the right hand side. We see Jerb actually rotating over. Now we see Anders and Snoopy Man are holding out quite strongly. We see Anders is actually going to back off a little bit there. Jerk, no, actually decides not to. So Anders doesn't really have any mana for the next engagement that's actually coming. So then we get a charge there from Cyclone. Good taunt and a Rain of Fire actually putting that one back. But Neef Hero just going to town on Chunga, actually just picking up that kill. Anders just going down pretty well. Now we saw the Rain of Fire coming out there from Jerb. Obviously decided to go for Snoopy Man, trying to get the few extra hits. Obviously he kind of understood that was going. Now we see a dive going for Snoopy Man. We see Athena going in there. We're going to see a taunt and an overhand smash with Fear No Evil from Humbats to pick that one off. Hebo's now on the run, and we see a Whirlpool there from Tokedy just to kind of pick that one up and stop that one coming in. Now Jerby's actually on a very low damage. Will go down here, so Wolfie Man will pick that one up. And everybody's around this tower. They need to be careful not to take too much aggro from that one. Now we see a Kraken coming out there onto Cyclone, taking so much damage. The auto attacks will finish him off though. There we go. It finally does go down. Just staying around too long. They got the kills. They didn't need to go for Snoopy Man, and they kind of just made him pay for that one. Now Snoopy Man is charging after Zero Guard, but then does jump out of the way. But the rest of the team are following up there. So if he doesn't decide to keep running, they will pick him up. So instead, they're going to pick up the side gold camp. Keep going with that one. We don't see Apollo obviously picking up the finished Heartseeker, but he hasn't actually had a chance to go back yet. So we see Snoopy Man going back now. Left-hand side creeps are going. Will they be contested? No, they just get leashed back, and no one picks them up in the end. We see Jerby just kind of sitting around having a look. Will he contest? Doubt it very much, though. Tokedy, though, is just kind of looking. Does have the ward to see if anything actually happens and possibly, potentially throw the Whirlpool out. No, the Whirlpool is in lane, so the lane will get pushed up. We see Zaragar popping over as well with the overhand smash just to pick up them creeps, and a monkey toss. Just everybody. We got 3 people mid. 4. Last result. No, actually, we've got 4 people now. Just looking over. Just keep warding up there. We've got 1 ward, obviously. We see like the early level wards there, the 3-minute wards there that aren't going to obviously clear up. The sentry wards won't come out to a little bit later. Now we see some rotation to the right-hand side lane. We see Jerby coming over, as well as Cyclone Spin. Cyclone Spin is supposed to be here just to kind of help out, but there's plenty of ward coverage there for Reason Gamer. We can see there was one up by the blue buff. Now there's one, well, there was one at each side blue buff, and one by their red buff to see anybody actually coming. Now we see Last Resort picking up their blue buff just to kind of keep him clear. Hebo has now gone back and got his actual red buff now. Finished his boots. Does have a teleport scroll on him. So we see, obviously, 3 teleport scrolls there on for Reason Gaming, just so they can get that quick rotation in if they need it. They don't need it all the time, but then it comes in handy. We do see, obviously, a nice little pickup for Anders. Obviously, it's not going to put... I really need to stop saying obviously. It's not going to be giving out all that extra damage early on, but the HP 5, the mana per 5, it's pretty much to push you into the late game. It's not an early game item. It will pay for itself eventually. It's kind of like Midas Boots. Well, Midas Boots takes 12 minutes to pay for themselves. It shouldn't take too long to pay for the Watcher's Gift. Probably another like 15 minutes as well. Just seeing as it only gives like extra 1 gold to the passive gold regeneration that the players have. Now we see a bit of action going off, and the Fear No Evil goes out there, and Anders actually pushes his ultimate out to actually stop everybody in place. Snoopy Man as well gets out with his ultimate as well, just to kind of get that chariot out. So we saw the engagement, but we also see Moonlit Dance coming out from Anders to keep himself safe, then throws his ultimate out just to kind of keep that, just keep everybody stunned. And because it hit 3 people, the consecutive stuns, obviously going from the 1, 2 second, the 3 second on it, pretty much everybody there, just to hold everybody in doing that. So we see a charge off there on Anders. Anders can't do too much, but obviously using that passive rabbit, it's going to work out fantastically for him. He shouldn't really need to leave lane too much. Going to keep spamming out that Crescent Moon onto Hero, and we also see Zoragar in the jungle there, just kind of going there. Beautiful taunt there, and a Moonlit Dance coming off there. Overhand smash potentially coming up there. Snoopy Man did get in there. I didn't even see him actually arrive though. So coming in there to back up his friend Anders, just to get him kind of there. And Cyclone Spin is going to back just because he's taken quite a bit of damage. Possibly now going to have just enough gold to actually spend some stuff. Gold on him was quite large. Now it's gone down to 200. So we see obviously these new stats that they've given us, how much gold that people were actually holding on to. So Heroes on got 1,000 gold in the bank. We also have Tokedy on 1,000 and Wolfie 2,032 on 1,000 as well. So we can kind of see these extra stats that people were getting on. So gold per minute, who's the highest gold per minute at the moment? We do see it's on EMC Square Ra at about 300, but followed quite closely by Tokedy mid as well there on 290. But pretty much even. It goes up to 298. They kind of fluctuate as well, as we can see. Now, we look at the jungler's gold per minute. Now, we see Zoroark as well ahead. And I'm missing a little bit of an engagement over here on the left-hand side as well. Just see a Whirlpool going out there. Did miss though, Zoroark. And everybody comes in. Ultimate from Chang'e. Kraken coming out there. And Cyclone Spin's going to go down. There's no way he's going to get out of there. Tried to ult onto Zoroark, but didn't actually manage to get out of that one. Just kind of got blown up so quickly there with the Chang'e ultimate, the Kraken, then just Apollo going to town. Old Snoopy Man with them auto attacks, just finishing that one off, just getting them last hits in as well. Especially seeing as he's got Heartseeker now, it's going to help him out get them just stacks up, just keep pushing it more. We do see obviously 2 Heartseekers coming out there onto Last Resort, but they decided to go for them a bit later, obviously with Neve picking up level 2 boots, then going for the Heartseeker, as well as we can see Zoroark just picking up boots. With a jungler, you kind of want your boots up there. You need to rotate around the jungle quickly, so to not have boots would be a severe disadvantage. We also see the counter warding going out there. We finally start seeing the sentry wards kicking out and actually start to get some use. So we're getting everyone now. They've got a bit of a gold bank, kind of just sitting there, even though they are at like 2 items to go. It's just kind of nice to actually see just the kind of warding. We'd obviously, they don't want to give any more vision, so we get to see. Atlas actually getting quite low on mana. Could probably do a few more mana pots. Doesn't have anything. Does have level 1 meditation. So eventually, we obviously can't see the cooldown on that. We'll actually pop that one up. We will see if I can actually click on it. No, Poseidon obviously getting ganked in the mid lane, but didn't actually see anything going on there. It was literally just saw they kind of looked at each other, then backed off. We can see there by Toki not taking any actual damage. Pushing Cyclone back with a lovely tidal surge as well. EMC square coming around the side. Toki actually going back in the mid lane just to stop that getting pushed out into the tower, so the lane creeps do not deny themselves. And so on like that. We can also see Ra picking up the left-hand side gold camp while he's at it. Now, for build-wise, like I was saying, we see the Heartseekers coming out a bit late for Last Resort. And now Snoopy Man has actually started picking up his boots. So he's got all that time to build up stacks. Now he's getting his mobility in. And then it's going to start kind of like, not snowballing so hard, but he's obviously going to get that extra damage out that obviously Hero and Zoroark won't have. Obviously Zoroark, when he finishes that up, it's going to help him. He's going to be running around the jungle quite well compared to everybody else and actually help get some stacks. But then again, Superman's going to have all them stacks up a bit earlier. And especially once he gets his Mesmerize in, he can kind of stop everybody else. We do see Wolfie coming over. A possible gank coming up, though. It's just kind of hiding in place. There is a ward, though, so they will see him come around if he does decide to go out. No, he's going out in the mid side. We see Crescent Moon out. The ultimate from Anders. Backflip from Hero out of the way. We also see Athena just charging out. So they saw the engagement coming on there. We also see, well, pretty much as soon as you see like the aggressive ultimates coming out there from anybody you're opposing from, you know something's happening. You know there's obviously something switched up. What has happened? It's not just them on their own. They're not just going to come straight at you just kind of that aggressively. Majority of the time. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. There's always going to be someone in the Wisp. Now we see a bit of an action going off there. Both junglers going at each other. Then we see the River and the Athena ultimate coming in just to kind of like defender of Olympus coming in there just to kind of protect Zoroark there just from anything that could have been going on, possibly the ultimates. And there goes my phone. That'll teach me for not turning that one off, so I apologise for everyone there. It's unprofessional, but other than that, we carry on going. We see a Whirlpool and Tidal Surge going out there into the gold camp. Did hit Cyclone Spin. There's also with a water burst there as well. Nothing too much though. There's nothing they can kind of do. Zoroark going right around the right side. Snoopy Man in so much damage. Fear No Evil does come out with an overhand smash. We'll pick that up one. Beautifully set up though from the Neef Hero with the World Weaver. Just to kind of lock him in place. Do a pretty much amount of damage. And to be honest, Fear No Evil would have probably got the kill anyway with just a few attacks. But you do want to secure that kill on the Apollo. You don't want to let him get out of that fear. And obviously get away. So obviously kill secure coming out there for Zoroark. Picking up a second kill there. It's 2 kills, 2 assists. And now we see Snoopy Man just gone down for the first time. Obviously reduced some of them stacks that he got. So that's going to help Hero obviously come back as well. Obviously Hero's got 5 assists working out exceptionally well. Obviously that World Weaver kind of working out really just kind of working out to what it needs. So the 5 kills that come out for Last Resort, Hero has been at all of them, or has had a play in all of them. So that Neef, Hero, working out really well for Last Resort, just kind of keeping on. Cyclone going to go for the chase down? No, they decide not to. Crescent Moon there coming out from Anders, really churning through that mana as well. See a taunt there from Cyclone, not too much coming out. Did throw down shield wall, but then we also see loads of mana, or well, see Anders there with obviously meditation, bang up full mana, nothing to worry about, nothing to kind of care, and just keep going with it, really. Obviously the mana per HP 5 and 5 HP 5 from Watcher's Gift, kind of keeping that extra sustain going on till obviously the meditation kind of comes off cooldown. They can just keep going with it. And the fact you're just going to keep spamming abilities as Chunga. See Rain of Fire coming out there. I don't believe he actually picked up any of them though. I believe that went down a little bit more. And the left hand side here we see overhand smashes going out, whirlpools, and Percy's just kind of looking at everybody. Just as for mana, you just want to get stuck in there, don't you? Just keep going with it as all and so on, everything like that. So, update on the items, as we can kind of all see, like we've got the Focus Void Stone on Poseidon, so that Whirlpool's going to start really hurting, as well as pretty much everything he does. That extra penetration really early on is going to help, because pretty much nobody else has any magical protection whatsoever. We do see the Last Resort rotating over to the right lane, possibly for another game. This right lane is where the action is at the moment. Will they be seen? Snoopy Man don't see Crescent Moon coming out there from Anders onto Hero. We see Rain of Fire, Fear No Evil, and overhand smash onto Snoopy Man, as well as Rain of Fire just to finish that one off. We see a teleport coming in as well, but pretty much there, they just come in there, they got their god that they wanted, blew him up, got the kill, leave. That's the way it should be. No, you shouldn't, as you should watch every like casual player that's watching teams do this one. You should learn from obviously the best, well, competitive players as that anyway. They're not the best players. They're pretty fucking damn good, as we can kind of tell. Where was I going with it? Yeah, just kind of watch them. They get in, they get the kill, they get out. Fair enough, right at the start, Last Resort really did want to hang around Snoopy Man right at the beginning. And we actually see Chunga as well. I did see the Moonlit Dance actually back off as well with the Crescent Moon. Just keep popping out. That Crescent Moon sits such a low cooldown if you kind of get some cooldown reduction. So we see Breastplate of Valor coming out. That's going to also help with the damage. Even though that Chunga can obviously hold back with all the damage items as well. The Crescent Moon, the repeatability of it, it's like Hero's Water Spout. Not Water Spout, Water Burst. You could just keep going with it. It's such a low cooldown, you can keep going. Now what you can do is, if you build like Shoes of Focus with Breastplate of Valor or Chronos Pendant, you can get that Crescent Moon down to 2 seconds. So if you actually build slightly damage on Chunga, you can actually do so much damage. We do see a gank on the mid lane. We see Athena ultimate coming in there with an overhand smash. Wolfie just ulting out of the way, but does get stunned. Fear No Evil, and teleport over to Tokity. Tokity's just getting out there. Ultimate from Anders does get out there. Shield wall, and just everybody just trying to back out. Pretty much there from Last Resort. Last Resort just picking up another kill there on the hero. Just picking up a kill here and there. It's just kind of getting them ahead, especially when they're rotating over on the right hand side. The ultimate from the chariot from Snoopy Man will get him out of there, as he realised that he was quite far ahead in the lane. Now, obviously, we have teleported right back into lane, getting right back in there. Obviously, don't want to let off too much there. Snoopy Man, though, the Apollo like split push doesn't really come into effect until we get people start grouping up. Until you start getting unmanned lanes, the split push potential of Apollo is slightly reduced. He has done quite a lot of damage to the right hand side tower while all the engagements have been going on. We can kind of see where we're going on objective damage there for Apollo. We also see like the 660 there from pretty much that. Well, that's hitting towers, should I say. The objective damage is damage on towers and phoenixes. So solely there, him on the right hand side tower, while all the stuff was going on there in one hit. Now we obviously look at Neef there doing 600 herself, but Snoopy Man did that in one go. Neef's been working the right hand side tower down quite a bit on her own over so many 10 minutes at least, or even slightly more. Now we do see kind of grouped up Hebo and Poseidon joined at the hip. Don't want to go. We also see Zeragar in the jungle there, just kind of rotating around. Will be chased out by Anders. Just kind of keeping him true to the game. Don't want to let him actually get in the jungle. Make sure just make sure he's basically been seen. We also see, if we can kind of look at it, XP graph and gold graph. Now, there's no point for the XP or gold graph to be completely separate because this isn't Dota 2. We do not lose gold when we die, so maybe the developers will realise that and just kind of keep it all in one. It's no point at all, really. We do see, obviously, the gold and the XP graph going in the way of Last Resort, but that's kind of like a no-brainer. They've got the kills. So we'll just kind of move on from that one. It's just kind of Hi-Rez's little thing. Other than that, we'll kind of keep going with it. So everybody's just kind of getting back to farming as so. But Wolfie, compared to like everybody else, we've obviously Percy, Tockety on Poseidon, level 18, level 17. Wolfie's obviously where he died. He's died twice. He's only level 13 compared to Humbats. Obviously Humbats, Zeragar is level 14, so they're not kind of getting away. But surprisingly enough, even though Zeragar has got 3 kills, 3 assists, Hebo's only got 1 kill, died 2 times, and 1 assist. Hebo is still pretty much there, kind of on levels, alright? Fair enough, we just see Zeragar kind of get his level 15, and Hebo's still 13. So he's a little bit behind, but for 3 kills, 3 assists, and the fact that Hebo died twice, I'm surprised Zeragar hasn't actually got a bit more ahead than he has. So we kind of look at just kind of where the goal... Would it say gold at all? So we see gold per minute and XP per minute. So we just kind of carry on looking at Wolfie and Zeragar. We see gold per minute there on Wolfie's 272 and Zeragar's 314. We also see XP a minute 390 on Wolfie and 450 on Zeragar. So it's not a lot. Fair enough, it's a 20-minute game, so it kind of evens out a little bit. I'd actually like to see some more team fights kind of starting to kick up. It is 20 minutes into the game. People are starting to get like top levels. We see EMC Square at level 20. Percy's almost there at level 19. We'll see Jerb at level 18. Even though the other ones are kind of kicking out, we also see this feast your eyes on the total package. I love it. Look at the total package. Pretty much shiny Snoopy Man there. Kicking it off. Beautifully done. He should be a model in his spare time. As we all know, it would be true. Only with the Apollo skin, though. I don't believe in real life he actually looks that fantastic. But you never know. Some of these gamers are kind of buff as well. We obviously see Lazarus and everybody. Lazarus probably like the main one that we know goes to the gym quite regularly. And he's quite hench. But that's just kind of Lazarus and so on. So as we can kind of carry on a little bit more in this match, we see Gem of Isolation pretty standard on Toggety. We did see Gem of Isolation as a second item. We do see an engagement there onto Anders, but then actually gets out of there. Does manage to dodge the taunt with the Moonlit Dance and just kind of back off. That's kind of like the power of Chunga. If you can preempt, you can pretty much with most kind of gods, you'll know the rotation they use their skills. So they'll charge in, use shield wall, hit your Moonlit Dance, you've automatically dodged that taunt. If you haven't dodged the taunt, you will still miss the shield wall damage. Well, the second bit of damage anyway, because they can't pull you into it. Overhand smash going on for Percy. Pretty much misses him though. Does jump after him. Didn't really do too much. They just kind of, well, that's what you get. You chase after a tank. You can't do anything to him at the time unless you can really lock him down. Obviously, Vamana's a difficult baby to pin down. As we kind of, let's just move over and look at some gods. So we see Sleepy Man just sitting back, looking cool, kind of just chilling out. Why? Just chill with me. Just chill with me. I do like, obviously, his build is going for Heartseeker into Warrior Tabby Boots into Devourer's Gloves. Very stack-heavy items, but once you get the stacks up, very strong. Then he's probably going to go to Executioner. It's pretty much like any real ranged carry will go for that. Just obviously for the extra attack speed, the armor shred, and keep going on there. We also see Hero going for the Executioner second, so decided not to go for the lifesteal. So there'll be a lifesteal advantage there for Snoopy as we go on there. Even though, well, we see World Weaver going out. Where is it going? I will pull that one back just so we see Poseidon what's actually going on. And so forth. So, is getting spotted here. Down overhand smash. Does take out the ward though for his trouble. Gets teleported on. Gets chased down. Fear No Evil coming out. And then Neef ultimate coming through. Pretty much just finishing that one off there. Kraken, defensive Kraken coming out from Poseidon. Didn't actually land on target, so we couldn't get out of the way. We'll see Wolfie coming in there as well. Now we see the first proper objective of the game. Actually, 23 minutes, no towers. But the first objective is going to go down. It will be the Gold Fury. Will anybody get the snipe? We do see Last Resort rotating over. Jerby throwing out loads of stun for Mana going after it. Can they get it? We see Last Resort pick it up there, so no steal coming out there. So Big Baby going to town. We do see Wolfie just getting pounded on though. Overhand smash and running out. Will charge, does get stunned. Will they be able to do anything? Just they keep going at it. Crescent Moon coming out there from Chunga. So once Chunga's there, you cannot kill Percy. No, not as like 3-on-2. Just couldn't happen. You could kill Chunga, but you couldn't kill Percy. Now, during this, we obviously see Apollo and Snoopy Man just kind of got Apollo and Snoopy Man. I mean, Hero and Snoopy Man going to town on their relative gods as the time. Just kind of keeping the farm up, keep going. Obviously, just range carries. The problem that we have in the current meta is the fact that there's so many solo people running around. You get the solo lane left, which is everybody's kind of using the long lane as a solo lane. You've got the mid lane solo, then you've got the jungler solo, and then the right lane are the only two people that are actually together most of the time. So they're the two people which is generally going to be the man not actually being able to do anything there to Jerby, which will be a tank, well, a support and a range carry more likely than not. They will fall behind in levels because they're sharing XP. We see Ra going after Percy, just kind of slowing him and taunting him out there. Mostly burns. Yeah, Ra mostly burns, as we can kind of carry on. But yeah, like I was saying, they're the only people that are really splitting experience and gold. So that's why they fall behind. And you can see that by Cyclone, Spin, and Hero, both at the bottom of their relative teams, as well as Anders and Snoopy Man are both bottom of their relative side. We do see Whirlpool, and will they chase it down? World Weaver coming in there on Tokedy. Will they be able to do anything? No, Aegis that one beautifully to stop the damage. But then again, Last Resort did not commit to that actual or to anything. So Hero's ultimate was kind of wasted. Well, actually, it wasn't kind of wasted. It was completely wasted. We do see Focus Void Blade coming out there for pretty much the Warrior Tabby boots. Obviously, we see Heartseeker and Focus Void Blade are a very standard melee physical jungle build, as well as we can see now Shield. It's very standard. Junglers don't go full carry. Well, you very rarely a full carry jungle. You can go Naja, but not really that effective. Loki sometimes kind of works, but generally most people go for Hercules, Fenrir, Humbat, and they all they need that extra defense. Obviously, in the kind of team fights that go on, the magical damage that comes out will just rip them apart so fast that they just have to. They can't go without it. And they're just kind of messing with the mana. Now, what would be funny is if one went one way and the other went the other way, and they just kind of sat there on the wrong side of the lanes, just kind of clearing everything going out. We will see. I did see the clump up going out there. So we see Fear No Evil going out there, and just auto attacks pretty much there from Hero. Just finish that one off. And there's going to get caught out. Whirlpool and not Whirlpool. Shield Wall coming out there, as well as Moonlit Dance, and just the heals pretty much just kind of holding in place and getting out. The right hand side tower will go down. The first tower of the game will be taken there by Last Resort. Yeah, pretty much the Fear No Evil and just a few auto attacks from Hero just ripped down Apollo. He was already pretty low, and then a 3-man gank just finished that one off. It was pretty much enough to steal the deal. Just trying to check if the red buff was there, and obviously try and deny that from Reason Gaming. We see Chunga actually rotating back round with her general sway. Don't worry about me. Everything's going to be alright. We're going to dance and just feel my moon. My moon lights up your waves. And kind of move on that way. See? Clear the waves. No problem. Carry on. Now, moving into 27 minutes in the game. We see, obviously, a 6k gold deficit, which isn't a lot. And the 30-minute game, then only one tower's gone down. Okay, that's very rare. That is exceptionally rare. I am casting this a bit backwards because I couldn't cast it live, but we'll kind of move on from that one, and we might see in the earlier stages we'll actually see, and you will see this last one. Where was I going with that? I've completely lost track of where I was actually going. So, we'll forget that one. And as I was saying, Snoopy Man does pick up Executioner. We'll obviously go for that one. We do see a good of inner power there picking up for Wolfie. So, he's going to have so much burst damage. Now, interestingly enough, with Soul Reaver as an item in the game that hasn't been kind of balanced out yet, I'd like to see our Soul Reaver come up on him next. That's just going to... The burst on him then is going to be unreal. Especially single target damage. Just going to blow everybody up. That's just kind of, if you kind of, like, the first person to get hit by it, and he's the one that wants you, you're going to lose 15% damage, plus your water spout or water burst damage, as well as, obviously, we do see a Gold Fury attempt coming out there for Last Resort again. Will they get the second one and push ahead even more? So yeah, the Soul Reaver just like burst, and then you hit, well, water spout, water burst, then ultimate into it, bang, you just one shot, pretty much. Wow. 3 or 4 shots every. We do see some sort of engagement, and we see Percy going over there. Does he have Hog? Percy does have a level 3 Hog, so he could get the steal. Fear No Evil coming out there from Zorogar, the EMC Square, Searing Pain going out there, Hebo ulting out of the way, Kraken as well coming out, and everybody going down. The Humbats does manage to pick up Hebo as well. Percy going out, World Weaver going out, managing to actually hit Snoopy Man at all though. Crescent Moon picking off Agony, and just getting a double kill there. Percy just going to town, deciding to leave because his ultimate is going to run out now, and Zorogar actually just realizing, oh crap, gonna die. Water Surge does manage to hit him in the arse end and actually take him down. We see Hero and Percy going off there. We see the moves there from Snoopy Man, and a backflip from Hero's going to come up there. Graceful. Look at that. Look at the grace. Turns in the air, comes back, pushes the one out, will snare Percy and Anders, as well as Tokity as well. So managing to get 3 snares as well. And I'm slowing it down way too much. So we're actually going to bring that one back up. Hero just getting chased down. Will the moves coming out there? So beautiful coming out there from Snoopy Man. No, they can't do it in the end. They have to let him go. So I don't know actually who got the better engagement in that side. I have no idea who got the Gold Fury either. I would have loved to have actually seen that one. By the gold graph, I'd say it was actually Reason Gaming. Just they brought that back up. It was 6k gold lead, and now it is only a 4k gold lead for Last Resort. EMC Square is chasing down Superman. Won't do that to any avail. Nothing you can try and do. Whirlpool and Ra Hillbeam there coming out there in the mid lane. Just Tokity go into town on EMC Square. Just kind of keep working on him. So, Reason Gaming managed to turn that just team fight round. It was kind of Last Resorts. They kind of forced the engagement, obviously going for the Gold Fury. You got to start pushing the objectives now. It's the 30 minutes. If you don't start pushing objectives, it's pretty bad. I'd like to see some possible split pushing coming out there from Snoopy Man, but he does. All the lanes are kind of occupied. We do see obviously the right lane occupied by Athena, left lane's occupied by nobody, but Vermana's over there could push that one up, and now we see everyone's still kind of laning. 30 minutes into the game, you're still laning at like level 20. All I can feel now, what's going to happen, it's going to be a long game. My voice is going to love them. Other than that, we'll keep going with that one. We do see an interesting item, an ethereal staff coming up on Tokity. It's going to get a bit more tanky, possibly because he could be like the solo. We do see a taunt there onto both of the sides. We do see the Fear No Evil coming out there, jump onto Snoopy Man. Snoopy Man will use his ultimate to get out of this one. There's no way he can kill him before that one. The ult from Anders will just kind of lock everybody in place. They will try and chase him down though. Won't be able to do anything, unfortunately, and then they just go to town on the creeps. So, knowing they were going to focus Snoopy Man, he just instant. As soon as he got out of that, Fear No Evil, bang, straight off, used his chariot to get out of the way, and just retreat. Best thing he could kind of done. Otherwise, he was going to die. There was no way he was going to get out of that one. Chungo was doing pretty well. He could have possibly used the moves, but he did the right thing. Used his ultimate, got out of the way, and also the fact that Last Resort, you could say they used all their ultimates. Well, not all their ultimates. Fear No Evil. I don't know if they used any more other than that one. And they baited out 2 the ultimate skills from Recent Gaming in that engagement, so it's not in for the next team fight. Obviously, as well, Apollo can't kind of split push to his full potential because he can't actually use his chariot to get back out. We did see kind of... I thought there was going to be an engagement on the right side lane. They did decide to not do it, though. Hebo going for Rodder Tahuti now, just obviously for that extra damage. I'm still wanting to see Soul Reaver coming out. We do see this first Soul Reaver, though, coming out there on EMC Square. Now, what he can do, obviously, if he chucks that down on top of, like, the large group, will take out the 15% damage on whoever has the greatest health. Now, if he just throws it on anybody, it's going to do the most damage. Obviously, I really need to stop. Obviously, that's one of my... there. It's one of those things, eh? And we're kind of carrying on a little bit more. I feel like I'm watching another... Like, the first 5 minutes go off. Just clear. Yeah, just clear. Yeah, boys? Right. Touch gloves. Back off 3 paces. And then fight. Yeah? That's just the way we kind of want to see it. No below the belt punches. But we do see Zergar coming in from the right-hand side. Will there be a jump in for the engagement? We do see him jump in there. Fear No Evil coming out there. World Weaver as well will lock him in place. No, Aegis in just in time and stops the stun from Agni. Athena's Defender of Olympus does come down on Zergar. Just kind of join the fight as well. Crescent Moon and Aegis there coming out onto. The Sumi Man wants to join the fight as well. Wants a piece of the action. Will go after Jerby. Decides not to go for that. He then goes to Zergar and then turns on to Cyclone Spin. Hero walked into a lot of Hebo action, just kind of, and then decided, oh crap, that was a face full of damage. Let's decide to get out of that one. So, last resort, engaged that fight, and then got proper pushback. Tokati there, holding his own with the best. Just kind of got the Ra beam. Where did he hit? Actually hit Wolfie. Probably picked up could have picked up the side goal camp as well. But to be honest, everybody's level 20. And the funny thing is, Reason Gaming are full level 20 before last resort. How does that one work out? How do you get that one? Okay. Obviously, we do. Clearly, that's my new word. Clearly, I will jump over to the right side lane. We do see a bit of engagement going off there with Hero onto Snoopy Man. We will see a heal coming out there from Anders. And we see Tokati coming in as well. Now the fact that Hero has backflip. Kraken coming out there. Aegis perfectly. Will get pushed back by a Tidal Surge. Won't be able to do too much though. The Aegis obviously stopping, clearly stopping the damage there. Well, all the damage that was going to kill him off. Because they couldn't do it in time. Anders' ultimate didn't quite reach. If it had probably reached, would have done a bit more. Well, would have helped, at least. We do see perfect ward coverage from Reason Gaming on their right-hand side. We don't actually see who could possibly do that. We do see Hero's got wards. EMC Square's got wards. But decided not to actually put them down just yet. There we go. The first ward in front of the Fire Giant. Takes out that one. But they've still got the lane clear. Now we see. Here we go. The boxers in the middle just kind of messing around again. Where do we go, boys? Where do we go? Carry on. Carrying on. Farm it up. Farm it up. I don't want to kill anybody. I just want to farm. This is the ultimate, like, PvE action you get. Even though Agni and Poseidon are probably, like, the most aggressive mids that you can get. Well, when they clash, it's pretty strong. We do see a little bit of an action going off with Percy and EMC Square on the left lane. But there's nothing they're going to do each other. Ra's tanky, Percy's tanky. What are you going to do? We do obviously see the rotation over from Poseidon and Hebo, but, yeah. Here we go. And my face is twitching. Whee! Where's the next engagement going to go? Are they going to go for the Gold Fury? Are they going to go for the Fire Giant? No, we're going to go see the little gold camp. So, let's just kind of look a little bit more on... I'm looking at these stats, and there's very few, like... relevant ones that I really see. Obviously, Chunga's pretty obvious. We see 17k healing. Oh, look at that one. Water spout onto an overhand smash to kind of completely cancel that. It's kind of funny to see. Player damage-wise, though, it's very interesting to see. Anders being full support. Let's look at his build. Full support. Reinforced boots. Is it reinforced boots or did he go the other way? He went reinforced greaves. Sorry. Reinforced greaves into breastplate of valor with Voidstone. And then we see the player damage. Where is it? Player damage, 12k. No one else has broken 10k on his team. Now, on the opposing team, Neef doing the most damage. I can kind of understand that one. Yeah, I can kind of understand that one. And team fight's working out really well. Going after Wolf. He gets the taunt shield wall and the stun coming out there as well. Whoa. Just got blown up. We saw the Girdle of Innermight come out there for Wolfie, but didn't actually manage to do that. We see the World Weaver also coming in, but didn't even get that far. What I believe I saw there was that instant damage. Ra's beam. That Soul Reaver was what snapped that one shut. There was nothing else there that would have done that much damage that quickly. And did he finish the Soul Reaver? No, he didn't actually. So, I don't know. Percy coming in there, trying to get the steal. Trying to mess around with Jerby Dartman coming out there. We get the steal. We see the Kraken coming out as well. We see Reason Gaming get the steal again. Percy there pulling off some fantastic motions. They are chasing him down. Will they actually finish him off? He's probably going to die. Everybody's just focusing in now. But we do see the ultimate from Anders coming out there with the heal. They shouldn't be able to put it down, but then everybody's going off there. And the fact that the rest of Reason Gaming didn't commit to that fight. Percy pretty much kind of went in there. The rest of Reason Gaming kind of had a look. Once they got the steal, they went, that's it, Percy. You've done your job. We're going to forget you now, man. It's like, it's the reverse of No Man Left Behind, isn't it? That's it. You've got it. You can die now. We don't actually need you anymore. Which is completely the contrary. You don't want to let any tanks go in team fights as well. You don't want to let anybody go in team fights. And they're just going to lose a bit of power now. No one is there that can kind of contest this one because they lost it. And they lost the action. Now I'd rather see... We see Snoopy Man obviously in the left-hand lane there fighting against Ra. Holding up against that tower. Pretty much all he can kind of do. He's just going to get Halt out. And so much damage from Ra there. Obviously with that slow doing a lot of damage. The Neef World Weaver's coming out. Misses the Searing Pain. But then the overhand smash. And an actual attack there from Zerogar will do that. With a slow and... Well, not slow. The stun onto Anders as well as... Wow. Moonlit Dance that one away. Darling. Don't worry about that one too much. But yeah, player damage pretty even for Last Resort. 3 players at... about 13 to 15k. Hero obviously doing a lot more. And the Hebo just coming in there, throwing that one out. Whirlpool underneath him. Will there be a Kraken? Whirlpool! And the Kraken does finally come out one. A little too late. Probably a cooldown thing as well. Cyclone Spin caught in most of that engagement. We do see Zero Guard going out. Will he go after Anders? I'd rather him go for Anders. Does decide to that. Celestial Beam coming out on Anders, doing all the damage. Moonlit Dance, get out of there, darling. No. Jerby actually picks that one up. And finishes that kill pretty much there in the end. Was going to go down anyway there with Defender of Olympus. Was out of range, but could have possibly got into range just enough to actually finish that one off. And nothing more than do. And now Percy's back. Percy's already back. Coming off. And Tocket is chasing. So I feel Reason Gaming on the back foot. Last Resort are pushing these objectives a lot harder. And just Reason Gaming are just trying to react. They're just reacting to everything Last Resort does. But we're now at the late game stage, okay? We're at the late game stage. Everyone's kind of finishing up their build. We see 3 finished builds for Last Resort kind of moving off. They are going to go for the Fire Giant. They will be seen. Well, they definitely know it's been seen because the ward kind of coverage there. Yeah, I was about to say, you going to take out that ward or not? So many wards going down though just to kind of protect this. Percy's coming around, and like I say, it goes down before anybody actually gets there. Apollo has rotated around. Look, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Just no. Just having a look, pretty much just where everybody is. I don't know. Is that a sound glitch or what? We do see Shell of Absorption up on Anders. I really like this. As well with his Moonlit Dance, the heals that he puts out, as well as his ultimate for all the stun. He can just like add 45 protection for the rest of his group. And 50. Now, I still haven't got confirmation. I really don't know. I need to just... It says also 15... Like, the way it's worded, using this item gives owner and allies plus 45 protections for 5 seconds. Also... The damage is taken reduced by 15%. I don't know if that's just for the user or for the group. Now, HiRez are always a bit trivial on some of their kind of stuff. Their tooltips aren't exactly like plain English, but we get there. I'll probably get some kind of confirmation later on. So we see 4 full builds for Last Resort. Now, Reason Gaming are behind kind of in gold, right? They're only behind by about 7k gold. A little kind of tussle there with Percy and Zerogar, but nothing actually too much. They can't contest the middle lane now. With the Fire Giant buff, towers are null and void. Trying to defend them is pretty tough. Now, with a new map, I do like this blue thing. So we see the armor there coming out from Anders. Does secure Hero in place. And Hero does manage to backflip out of the Crescent Moon. There's so many range of fire going down onto Anders as well. Not really going to do anything too much. Gets slowed by Ra. Crescent Moon coming out. It will go down there. Hero does pick up the last kill. Percy as well, just using his big baby ultimate to go to town. 5 versus 1. And we did see Hebo and Poseidon go down in that game. I didn't even see him go down. When did they go down? They just died. Absolutely died. So it's the push forward here. I do think this is a game-ending move. It's going to be a deicide apart from Percy can't get out. And they can't do anything. That one Fire Giant should help them push forward, push the Phoenix, push the tower, push the Phoenix, push through, and then take the game though. So third place winners, last result, which was pretty much kind of like, oh my god, shush, shush. Be quiet, be quiet. Oh god, right, speed up. Just, I don't want to listen to you anymore. That'll do. There we go. Whoa, that was frustrating as hell. And you can see some random button pushes going on there. So we're gonna overlook at the end. Just Superman actually just got he got ganked hard. There wasn't too much he can do. Obviously clearly that Heartseeker didn't work out too well for him first. It's a nice way to go. I like Heartseeker first. It's definitely good if you can kind of stay alive, obviously. And clearly, he got ganked so hard all the time that he couldn't really do that. He got out of a few. Humbat's there doing exceptionally well. 6-1-12. Bang. Hebo as well, not doing too well. 1-6-3. So just clearly not getting the kills, giving away too many, and then just getting blown up. Being very reactive. Obviously, because you're behind, you have to kind of be reactive. You can't push stuff. But I also feel you kind of need to take some chances as well. Like with the Golf, they did get a couple of steals off though on the Golf Furies, which was quite nice. Player damage as well, which surprisingly, Anders put out the most player damage. Obviously, and clearly because he can heal, stay in the fights a lot longer. His ultimate. And Chunga is quite strong at the present in time. Kind of, I'm surprised I haven't seen a nerf, but okay, Togepi there, pretty much just behind there as second with player damage as well. And Hero on Neef, 24k. Even beating a Gerb on, even beating Agni, played by Gerb there at 18k. And as well, Zerogard doing quite well. So, you've seen the third place match. Now, I don't know quite exactly what happened to the finals. I see Team Dignitas 1-2-0, but there's no games for it. There's no game, so I don't know if there was some technical issues with cognitive gaming. I'm gonna have a little look into it. If I might put it, if by the time this video goes out, I'll know. So if you want to look in the description below what the reasons were, I'll actually put that in there for you guys, so you can actually figure that one out as well. So I've been your shoutcaster, Risty UK. Well, just Risty pretty much. The UK was just because I had to. You can find me at youtube.com, Risty UK, which is probably where you're watching this now. Twitch.tv/Risty UK and Twitter at Risty UK. Everything's Risty UK. Nice to keep it simple. And I'll see you guys next time. Have fun.